Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Certified salute, family. Hope everybody's doing good so far. We're going to let everybody pile on in the room. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with the Black Alpha Network. Much love and respect, y'all. We're going to go ahead and address some things, and we're going to go ahead and paint our own narrative. Since that's the thing nowadays, everybody want to paint a narrative, right? But we're going to go ahead and paint our narrative, and ours is the truth. I'm going to have everybody come on up. You know how we do. I ain't got to explain it. Y'all know how it is when you rock with the Black Alpha Network. Straight to the point, as real as it get, certified, thorough, all the time. Since right now, we are right outside of this election, family, and it's coming right around the corner, all right? Everybody's trying to run and make up their own little points, and everybody's trying to paint their own little picture, and we're not going to have this election go down, and then they try to tell us what happened. We know damn well what's happening, and we know damn well who's responsible for what's happening. Make no mistake about it. It is foundational Black Americans, okay? The Black grassroots, the only real Black grassroots movement. We are the ones who are completely crippling the Democratic plantation and the whole election process. All is based on what we're doing. They're not going to give this victory to nobody else. They're not going to try to slide this off on another community. We're not having any of that. What's been going on in this election, family, has been us. We have been the ones completely controlling the narrative. We've been the ones who are completely controlling the actions, the behaviors of everybody. Every time you see a politician talking on television, family, they're really trying to either say what we said and steal it from us, or they're trying to talk around what we've been doing. Whatever angle they're coming from, we right there in the center, y'all. We're right in the center of everything. And it's getting late early. It's getting late real early, y'all. And we are right around the corner from this election. This has been the most insane election process that we've seen in quite some time. All right. You're talking about attempts on presidents. You're talking about one president who's super old. They trying to run a fake Black person, you know, the whole nine. But all of that goes back to us. Think about it. Everybody now is talking about illegal immigration. That started with foundational Black Americans. That's us, fam. Because remember, those are the people who've been trying to get placed in our communities. These are these tethers that pop up every week. So we've been the ones exposing it. We've been the ones showing how these folks are just getting dropped off in the neighborhood, you know, coming in Chicago. When you see Chicago, family, and I got my brother Afro leading here. When you see what's going on in Chicago, you don't really see folks out there really riding against immigration. Them is Black folks. When you see New York, them is Black folks. When you see the South, California, them are Black folks. Them is FBA. We are the ones who've been exposing the migrant crisis. Nobody else. Don't let nobody tell you that. So they're not going to pass this off on somebody, all right? When we start talking about Kamala Harris and how she's been running around here acting like she's a Black person, that's been foundational Black Americans who expose that. Donald Trump may have took that to that Black Journalists Association and said it, and they tried to give that to him. No, y'all. That's all because of us. We got the Democrats so shook that Kamala Harris last week had to write a BS Black man agenda. You know it's something when the Democrats who tell us all the time they can't do something specific, and then she really went out there and came up with a fake specific agenda. And then, by the way, she tried to walk it back on the low. But the very fact that she even had to do that, that's letting the world know that they're trying to counter everything we do. See, they're not used to that. They're used to just doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say. Telling Black folks, y'all better stay away from Trump. Y'all better stay away from the Republicans. Y'all better vote because your ancestors died for you to have the right. You better vote blue no matter who. Shut up and vote. Think about all of the things that they tell us when it comes to voting. And tell me the last time you heard it. Hey, we only a few days out, family. Ain't nobody running around here talking about Black votes matter, because they know damn well ain't nobody hearing that. They ain't running around here talking about your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote, because ain't nobody hearing that. They know, family, what they can and cannot say. They know what has came and went. They know who is in control, and they know that their party is shook to the core, and it's all based on foundational Black Americans. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let a soul come out here and tell you it's because of the right wing. All right. When Janet Jackson came out and she said that Kamala Harris wasn't a Black woman, that was nothing to do with the right wing. It wasn't a Trump conspiracy. Don't let them pass that off on them, family. That's all coming from us. There has never been an election in American history where the Black grassroots has so much power. All right. They're not going to get on national television and say, man, I ain't gonna lie. FBA came up with that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Foundational Black Americans got us scared. No, they ain't gonna do that. So I'm gonna do it for them. We're going to paint our own narratives and paint our own picture, and we're going to get this victory. So when it goes down and the election comes and we see them poll numbers, we're going to make sure that we sit back, light up that cigar, and we pop our own goddamn collar because we're the ones who made it happen. When Kamala Harris is running around everywhere, she's wearing a Detroit versus the world, a shirt that she's wearing like right now. She's not doing that for the right wing. She ain't doing that for Julio. She ain't doing that for Estrada. She ain't doing that for the community. She's doing that because she's trying to win over FBA because she knows she ain't got them. They never had to do all that tap dancing. The reason why they got to do all that tap dancing, family, because they're dealing with a whole new era. This is a whole new generation, which means there's a whole new set of rules. And the rules we're making, and they have to abide by them. Obama thought he was going to come out and dictate to us. He found out, family, that we dictate to him. And guess what? Obama ran to Arizona and he started going out there and campaigning to a bunch of Mexicans because he know better. He know better not to come here. He knows better. We ran Obama off the block. And you know the crazy thing about it is, though, family? It was a whole bunch of black women and black men. Yeah. When you look at all the social media, you seen black American women was lighting Obama up. Black American men were lighting Obama up. So when you put those two together, that looks like it's the black family. And that looks like the black community. And that goes back to the title. FBA got the Democrats shook. And speaking of things that are gone and outdated, y'all remember last election? Y'all remember get your booty to the polls? They ain't even tried that this time. They know better. I'm telling y'all, this is what it is. Y'all know we going to frame it for what it is. We're not going to say what they want us to say. We're not going to say what they want to hear. We're going to say what's real, what's genuine, what's certified. They ain't been running around here with black girl magic. Have you heard that? Somebody tell me if you've seen black girl magic. Because I remember in 2020, they was running ads. They had the whole Divine Nine. They was walking with their high heels on. They was going to say black women was going to win the election. Well, what they come to find out in 2024 is that black American women are not rocking with Kamala Harris. And they don't want to say that out loud. But guess what? Again, family, we are going to say it for them. So this is all about us, family. And we're going to make it clear because when it all boils down and the election comes, we're going to make the whole world know that this election was about us. This country is about us. Everything we do, they have to go around foundational black Americans. And that's what I call genuine, sincere political power. Democratic shields don't know what's coming next. All right. These Democratic shields are about to be out of work. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you right now, you name them. You pick a Democratic shield, whichever one you don't like the most. And I'm telling you, after November 5th, you probably ain't even going to see them no more. You probably ain't even going to see them. Because right now, when they lose this election and the poll numbers are looking like that's going to happen, who's paying a Democratic shield anymore to try to round black folks up to go back to the plantation? You better go get a refund because it ain't working. They're going to look at Joy Reid and they're going to say, Joy Reid, we pay you all this money to get black folks on the plantation. But black folks is out here talking about that twisted ass wig you got on your head. And why it's at a 45-degree angle. And why black folks ain't rocking with you. Roland Martin, we pay you, or we used to pay you. But you know what I'm saying? Now, you need to go on back to Zaxby's or you need to go to Bojangles and go ahead and sit down and have you on number 5. Because we know you're going to do that any goddamn way. But I'll tell you what you ain't going to do. You ain't going to get no money from us because you got one job. And that's to round black folks up and get them on the Democratic plantation. What happens when the Democratic shield can't get us to vote for the Democrats? Answer is their asses get fired ASAP. And you look at all of them, they will be gone coming up. And the Democrats are going to have to make a shift. They're going to make have to make a pivot. I seen somebody saying today, they said once people leave a political party, they don't really come back. They don't really come back. And that's all on us, y'all. That's all on us. So yeah, we got them shook. And by the way, I just got to say this. I got my hand raised, y'all. Since we out here really talking about having people shook and, them not really knowing what to do, whoever expected that in a mere 4 years, family, the black grassroots was going to literally put the Democratic plantation out of business? Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that, family. They never thought delineation would be where it is. They never thought they'd have to answer anything about reparations. Hell no. They never thought they'd have to come up with lies to try to appease us. And think about it, y'all. Everything that they put in front of us, they give us this agenda. We look at it. We go, nah, that ain't good enough. Reject. Take it back. Then they say, okay, we're going to give you this immigration plan. Nah, we don't like that either. Take it back. So it ain't only, family, them coming up with the first lie. They got to come up with the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and we send it all back. That's what you call political power. That's what you call G-checking. And that's what you call the black grassroots having the Democratic establishment on lock. and they got to understand it. They got to accept it. They got to deal with it. I'm going to send this to my brother Afro Elite. We're going to bring up anybody who wants to come up and speak. We're going to make it brief. We're going to keep it real cool on the cursing because this is being recorded, family. So I need everybody to come on up. We'll chop it up and we'll get to the points, family. But much love and respect to y'all. Afro Elite, it's on you, fam.
Appreciate you, brother. Like Brother Alpha said, if anybody wants to come up now. Be brief, about 2 minutes or whatever, and keep the profanity to a minimum. I want to say what they initially planned on doing was they thought that the black vote was going to be on lock. They thought, okay, we're going to do the Kamala super black girl thing. The black vote's going to be on lock. And now all we got to do is focus on pivoting away to the women. We'll take some of them away and we'll talk about the abortion and win with women and trust women or whatever the case is. And then we'll take them away from Trump. But the black vote, that's going to be on lock. And now you're seeing they never expected this. The black vote is not on lock like that. They thought that the black vote's going to be there. That's going to be our base. And then we're going to, finger away from a little bit of Trump's base. We're going to finger away from that, but they haven't even been able to do what their original plan was because they've been trying to get this black vote steady for them. The black base steady for them. This is the same thing with Hillary. Hillary thought that the black vote, because Obama was going to be on lock, and then Hillary, she should just appeal to the women and children, and everything was going to be cool. But she didn't understand that the black vote was not on lock for her. And the same way with Harris, the same way with Kamala, the black vote has never been on lock. This is why from the very beginning, when they tried to do that whole 40,000, and I know I keep saying it, but they tried to do the whole 40,000 black women on a Zoom call, 50,000 black men. I said, that's cap. I said, there's no way in the world she got that much. First of all, I don't even think Zoom could even do that on such short notice, but I don't think that she personally attracts those many black people. Genuinely, I don't think she did. I don't think she did. I know she didn't because we're showing that she didn't, because if she had almost 100,000 black people collectively, because one was just 40,000 women and another one was 50,000 men. So in a matter of 2 days, you have pretty much 100,000 black people on a Zoom call for you. And now all of a sudden you don't have any black support. What happened to all the 100,000 black people you had on day one and day two? The math isn't adding up. That doesn't make any sense. Clearly, you didn't have those supporters. That was not genuine. Clearly, that's not genuine. When she first launched her campaign, we already knew what the talking points were going to be. They tried to rush and clear up all of her background. They tried to put a spin on the whole weed thing. They was all like, well, actually, she didn't lock anybody up for weed. Actually, she was the attorney general, not the district attorney. So it wasn't her. All of the weed arrest and all of that conviction, that was not on her. And we said, well, we ain't even really talking about that. We talking about the fact that you kept people in prison to put out forest fires in California. We're talking about the fact that you locked parents up because their children had to miss school because they were sick. That's what we talking about. The weed, that's okay. That's bad enough. What you did lock folk up for weed. You can say you didn't, but you did. The problem we having is all of the other stuff that they don't want to address. Then they tried the whole, well, she's the AKA and everything like that. I want you guys to understand, this is the first time you've ever seen the AKA and the Boule. They don't have no sense of authority at all. She said, oh, she's an AKA. We said, that don't matter. As a matter of fact, her being an AKA and a member of the Boule, that worked against her. That worked as a negative. Because now we got all of the AKA and all of the Boule looking some type of way. We said they don't got no sort of authority on nobody. We don't envy nobody in ties and at those little cocktail parties and all. We don't envy them. We don't respect them. We don't revere them. Everything that she tried to come out and say, all of that appeal that she tried to come out with, we are the ones, like our brother Black Alpha was saying, we are the ones that the conservative media is copying with the whole accent thing. We are the ones who started saying she's using a fake accent. It wasn't Fox News, it wasn't those reporters or any of that stuff. We're the ones who were saying, okay, you're going down in Georgia with a southern accent, but you're not from the South and you don't have a southern accent. You're going all around the place and you're trying to blacken your accent up, or at least you're attempting to black your accent up so you can appeal to black people. We said that, so they said that. So to piggyback off of what our brother Black Alpha was talking about, everything we're saying, that's what they're saying. We said she wasn't black, she was until she needed to be black. Then Donald Trump said that. We said she was using a fake accent. Then they said that. Everything we've been saying, that's what they've been saying after us. So when she lose, don't say it was, well, that's because of the ring conspiracy. No, that's because the grassroots did not have her back. We never messed with her, and we've been calling her out, and we've been leading the charge on her phony behavior and the entire Democratic Party.
Straight heat, brother. Straight heat, all fire, family. I hope everybody understands exactly what we're doing right now, y'all. We are literally setting a precedence that can never be broken. This is going on forever. It's not just this election, it's going forward. Think about what our brother just said right there. The woman shows up everywhere with a different accent. That's something that we've been calling out, family. When you see Fox News talking about that, that's basically us talking about delineating. This is what happens when tethers call up into space and they be trying to act like they from the south side of Chicago when they from the south side of Ghana. You know, we call that out. This is what we've been doing. These people trying to run with that all comes from us. Delineation now is going to the mainstream and everybody's watching it and they witnessing it. And this reparations movement is going to the mainstream and they're watching it. They thought they were going to give us a cosplayer in the middle of the delineation era. Hell no. You better go get a refund. Let's keep the hands going. Anybody who wants to come on up, come on up. Say what you got to say, family. We win in any goddamn way. So go ahead and dance in your victory. Go ahead, Shay. It's on you.
I was just saying facts.
It's on you. No, speak. Hey, no, that ain't good enough. I need a couple paragraphs. Talk. Say what's on your mind.
Well, you know, I'm always on here all the time speaking facts. And you know what? Like they said, I'm very proud of our people. Over 40,000 people of our people, Black America, left the Democratic Party. So we got to keep that going for sure. They don't have no control over us no more. And I hope they're very nervous, bottom line. Let me tell you, that witch is about her people. That's why when you call it FDIC, you call it what? India. She hooking up her people. If she is to get in there now, guess what else she's going to do? She's going to try to take the rug from under us and take what belongs to us. And guess what? We're going to fight our asses off. We got to fight together because this game is not a joke. And don't sleep on our supremacists, okay? So it's a lot of battles on the battlefront. We fighting 100 fights at one time. And we're going to need the Creator, God, to intercede on our behalf, especially our Black men. The Black men is being called to lead right now. Many of us has been scattered around the country and isolated. Now we getting off that Black to Africa mess. No, our Africa is right here, North America. We got to fight for our land. They said, what does the word say? We suffer violently and the violent take it what? By force. That's what's up. So we got to get ready and not talk about it, but be about it. Peace.
Much respect, much respect, much respect. Boykin, it's on you, family.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. Woo, Shay, you kind of torched the place there. I don't think there's anything left for me. I'll just go there in a moment. Listen, this is what a race war looks like. Honestly, we are battling not flesh, but principalities, period, in the discussion. Black men have the political potency and the seeds for us to keep doing what we're doing. That's why they're afraid. See, these emasculated males within the Democratic Party have surrendered their anatomy to these toxic feminists. Okay? on the slave plantations, they emasculated the house slaves so they wouldn't, have their way with the women. Same thing that's going on now. But this time, the Missy is a Canadian Brahmin who thinks she can own us. And that's how she's been talking down and acting towards us. She's a walking minstrel show. I was getting ready to say the S word, but I'm toning down the cussing too. Listen, this time is now. Our time is now. We got the momentum. We need to carry this momentum. We just got started. We've opened a new chapter in civil rights history. Shout out to brothers and sisters in California, all over the country. Shout out to Marcel Dixon, who's inspiring a new generation of leaders who are taking on political responsibility at the local level. If Marcel can do it, any of us who's listening right now can do it. I just want to say this: keep your boots on their necks.
Appreciate it, family. Appreciate it, family. Appreciate it, family. Listen, everybody. One of the main things going on right now that you see across the country, right? You see all of these reparations committees and these reparations panels. Most of us have already been to them. They never, ever had a time in this country where we literally took the initiative. See, everybody wants to come and tell us we need to get our business right. Our business is right. All right. We're leading by example. We're making sure that what we say goes and they have to follow suit. So by us even going out there, putting out that energy, you're seeing now that the Democrats are trying to hit a U-turn. What went on in California, how the Black Caucus, they went out there and they destroyed that bill, a bill that they said that they were for. What we've done now, family, is that we've highlighted the fact that the Democrats have been pretending to support us. And that's what I'm loving about it. See, they used to just say a bunch of things and act like they were down and say that they had our backs. And people used to just go for it. Oh, they couldn't pass this bill because of this and couldn't pass this bill because of that. Now we're taking them to task. We're not going with the excuse no more where the Republicans blocked this so we can't do it. That's not good enough. Nope. We're not going for this thing where, oh, we really want to just redo the bill again and again and again. Not good enough. HR 40, a 500-year study, not good enough. Brothers and sisters want it all, and we want it now. And that's how you should be politically. That's how you should be. So we sit here and we debunk the 100 different lies that the past used to go for. And now we come up with a million new things that we are demanding. This is the political power in which we say that we wanted to achieve, and we're achieving it right now. They can no longer come at us with excuses, family. The excuses ain't going to cut it. Because I'm going to tell everybody who really is listening, the Democrats already have their excuses if Kamala Harris wins. And it's going to be, I couldn't do nothing for Black folks because the Republicans stopped it. How do you know that's going to be the excuse? Because it's the one that they've already used, family. That's what they always use. Spoiler alert. It don't take no rocket science to see what they're going to do. It's, we need y'all to vote for us so we can stop the Republicans. Then when they get in office, it's, I can't do nothing for y'all because of the Republicans. And they'll have you on that seesaw forever. And they had Black folks on that seesaw forever until we showed up. And now that we show up and we go to these reparations task force and we call them out for their excuses and we tell them, hey, listen, that ain't going to cut it. Because you know what? The Ukrainians and all these other people, I don't never hear the Republicans block that. When you start talking about all these immigration laws and these people being dropped off in our neighborhoods, how come the other party ain't ever stopping that? Things go right through Congress anytime it has something to do with everyone else. When it comes to us, it stops in Congress, if it even gets there, because they don't even pick up a pen and write things for us. So now we're putting pressure on them, family, and we're going to keep the momentum going, family, and we're going to continue to do it until the whole goddamn world knows. Y'all thought we ain't have political power. You better think again. You better take another look. FBA on a mission. Straight up. All right. Afro, back to you, brother.
You're absolutely right. You're 100% correct. Okay. You are absolutely 100% correct. When it comes to all of the legislation, when it comes to doing anything, I want you guys to understand, not only do they say the Republicans don't stop it, the Republicans have been some of the main people saying that they don't want that. The Republicans have been trying to stop all this money getting sent to Ukraine. They've been trying to stop all this money getting sent overseas. They was trying to stop all that, the failed infrastructure bill, all of this stuff that they've been doing, the Republicans have been trying to stop. So when it comes to anything that doesn't have to do with Black folk, the Republicans don't really seem that powerful. When it comes to everything else, money overseas, money to them, money to them, and especially the immigrants, don't even get me started. The Republicans been trying to go to war to get this immigration to stop, and they ain't been able to stop that. So when it comes to everything else, the Republicans, they get through the Republicans. They persevere and they get past, or they find some type of way to avoid the Republican Party, to get through the Republican Party. Only when it comes to us do the Republicans become these big juggernauts that they cannot get through, that there's no way they can get past them, that the Republicans have to stop it. The Republicans are just unbeatable. Only when it comes to anything to do with black folk, reparations, a hate crime, anything when it comes to black folk, the Republicans, they're uncompromising, they're unbeatable, there's nothing anybody can do. So yeah, we've seen that excuse. We've seen that excuse a million times, and we're not going for it. We're not going for that no more, because you're not going to sit up there and say you can give billions of dollars for them, but when it comes to us, it's the filibuster. No, we not doing that. The filibuster ain't that strong, because it's not that strong when it comes to illegal immigrants. So it can't possibly be that strong when it comes to the actual foundational black Americans. It can't be.
True indeed, family. True indeed. Let's go through the hands. All right. I think it's DeVoe. It's on you.
What's up, brother Black Alpha Afro Elite, everybody in the house? It's good to be free, a free Black American, free from democratic benign neglect rule. It's good to take that breath of fresh air and don't see a Democrat shield over your shoulder. It's a good day in Black America, and it's because of brothers like Black Alpha and Afro Elite. They've been on neck. Everybody go subscribe to their YouTube. I watch passionately sometimes, especially when certain topics come up about Kamala Harris and everything, how everything's going down. These guys have been on it. Every lie, every misstep, every half truth, they've been on it, and they've been on it representing for the Black American lineage. So let's give our props to them. And also, we see that we're going to have another fight around here, because I don't know if you brothers have seen all of these posts where immigrants of melanated descent from other places have been posting nonstop about how reparations should be race-based. So I don't know if this is the next attack or whatever, but us Black Americans on the ground, we have to get at these people. Nobody is about to come into our face and tell us that reparations should be race-based. It should not be. It should be lineage-based to Black Americans from chattel slavery. And anybody else that's talking anything else is an op, and we got to be ready for them. Thank you, family.
Appreciate you, good brother. Appreciate you. You made a point I want to go ahead and further and elaborate on. You're absolutely right, family. See, when you talk about a Democrat, you got to go ahead and add tethers to it as well. All right. We see the videos. We see the videos of all them tethers, and they are so afraid of Donald Trump winning, family. They're so afraid of Kamala losing because they know they going back home or their family ain't coming over here. And this little tether palooza that they think they got is about to come to a damn end. So in essence, if foundational Black Americans cripple the Democratic establishment, you done did the same thing to the tethers. All right. Any blow that you land on the Democrats done landed 4 times over on the tether. You can go ahead and you can quadruple that, family, because they're associated. I mean, if you really want to just look at the Democratic Party, all they give us is tethers. There's actually tether palooza going on inside the Democrats, because remember, they don't really have too many real freedmen who are actually in that party. Look at Kamala Harris. Nope. Barack Obama. Nope. Hakeem Jeffries. Nope. Shout out to my brother EJ. EJ, if you still listening, family, my brother EJ ran Hakeem Jeffries out of Carolina. I think he's still running, but that's another story for another day, family. But back to business. The White House secretary, tether. That's all they got. They got tethers up and down, family. The whole Democratic establishment. So you already see that every time we do something to the Democrats, that goes right on back to them. And that's how it should be. And that's the way it's going to be. So the tethers can be afraid right now. Just on my show last night, I played a clip of some of these little tethers talking about reparations and trying to get on our panels. Let's make it clear, family. We've made progress on that, because if you go back 2-3 years ago when these reparations panels first started, they had a whole lot of tethers on them, didn't they? You had these people from every walk of life, none of them Black American, and they were sitting in on all of our panels. And we started G-checking them folks. We started seeing that they had them Fleedman foreheads and them tether hairlines, and we got them up out of there. We got them up out of there, and we said, no, you ain't one of us. You cannot sit on no damn panel and discuss reparations if you are not a foundational Black American. So they can keep on sending them, and we're going to keep on sending them back. That's it. We play the long game now. People used to play the short game. They couldn't think no past the goddamn stop sign on the corner. We don't do that, family. We don't do that. And just to be honest with you, a lot of folks was off code. You know, back in the old days, the African-American off code, the minority off code, the POC off code. What we did, the first step we did in delineation, we found every single one of those terms and we got rid of them. The very fact that we're saying foundational Black American, that lets everybody know it's a new time. It's a new day. The fact that they ran around for years calling themselves African-American, well, if you call yourself that, then you're going to get a bunch of tether policies. And that's exactly what Black folks was getting until we showed up. Now you got to have policies that are reflective of us. And if it is not reflective of us, then you're not going to get a vote. You're not going to get hope. You ain't going to get a damn thing from us. Hope and change is gone, y'all. The yes, we can era is gone. This the hell to the nah era. And we ain't running around here trying to lock arms with every goddamn body. We taking care of ourselves, and that is it. And I'm going to be selfish as hell in the process. All right. If you ever want to be selfish with your damn lineage. A selfish foundational Black American is a good foundational Black American. The one who's not selfish and wants to look out for everybody else, that's the person who got Mr. Mutombo over here trying to take your damn job. And it's got Jorge jumping over the damn fence and trying to take your damn job. So we have been on this wave of looking out for our own. And when you look out for your own, you get things done. And guess what, family? That's the same thing everybody else has been doing. Don't be mad when FBA showed up to the party, family. Y'all know when we show up to the party, we shut it down all the way. Let's get back to the hands. Sassy lady, it is on you, sister.
Yes, good evening. Shout out to the room. Grace and peace. I'm enjoying this conversation, and I'm also enjoying the momentum. We've got the wind at our back, and thanks to Black Alpha and Afro Elite for carrying the baton fearlessly, and you are blessed and very thankful for both of you. What I would like to say, I'll only be a minute. I saw some stickers that say reparations for Black Americans, like on night lights and telephone poles. And I don't know if you all are responsible. Absolutely brilliant. So if we can get those out and let them know, that's the way it's going to be. Reparations for Black Americans. Number 2, on Fox News, it's this man named Dr. Shiva, who is it, and he was saying how that we don't deserve reparations based on this, that, and the other. You know, and I'm really fed up with these and Native Americans. Number 1, in our business. See, they're in our business. And this was on Fox News, and you can probably Google it and look up the whole interview, because this is in part as far as what he was saying. And then somebody else named Jason Hill, who was a professor at some college, had the audacity to say we already got reparations with the civil rights movement of 1964-65. The nerve, the audacity, you know, just misinformation. That it's a crime for the debt to be paid to us. And we should resent that and find that offensive, right? So I wanted to share those two who are speaking against reparations. And, you know, it's embarrassing, but we're moving forward, and we are on national television, because I don't watch Fox News, but I just so happen to see it on, you know, that them talking about it. And, you know, no, benign neglect is over. We're moving swiftly, and the debt's going to be paid, because all the money that's been given to, like you say, Ukraine, illegal aliens, is just unfathomable. So no, we're just going to have to, they're just going to have to break, and they're just going to have to do what's right according to the law. Unjust, let's see, what is it? Cheryl Sanders said, unjust enrichment is the law. So we will get paid. And I land with that. Thank you for having me, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you. Much respect, much respect. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's all about the moves that we're making. And I seen those two clowns too, talking that about, reparations and just hating. Let me tell you something, family. In terms of, he said we don't deserve reparations, but they don't deserve a green card. And a lot of them green cards ain't going to be coming any goddamn way. Because let Trump go ahead and get in office and that Enemies Alien Act gets passed, and them folks is going to be passing out, okay, fainting all over the damn place, tether temper tantrums. So nobody's really taking them serious right now. And not only, family, do they have to deal with the government that's going to be crashing down on a lot of these folks who are over here and their families who want to come over here, but we've also put this energy out right now that you're going to respect the nation and you're going to respect the lineage that built the nation. And once we put those two together, now we got a whole culture of everybody starting to look at folks and say, well, hold on, wait a minute now. You can't talk about someone who's from this soil. It's all about energy. It's all about perspective. And the fact that we're moving right now and we're making it really cool out here. Nobody was running around here really representing being an American. All right. This goes back to being FBA. See, when they can have you saying you're an African American, you're going to be running around here trying to hang out with Dr. Umar and build a school that he's been building since 1990. All right. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be running around here with a damn dashiki on trying to chase after Wakanda. All right. That's the African-American stuff. Why you think that the Democrats are always trying to Africanize us? They want to Africanize us because they feel if they can get us to be African, we'll stop being American. And if they can stop us from being American, then we don't have no say so in the political process. And then this is why you have all of these tethers who come over here and they're trying to get us to put down the flag so they can be the ones to pick up the flag. Don't listen to none of these people. What they're trying to do, family, they're trying to disarm us. All right. Everything they say and everything they do is an attempt to disarm us. They don't want us to delineate. That's to disarm us. Everything that you see the system of supremacy tell you to do the opposite and you're going to be good. They say go left, go right. They say go down, go up. Every single thing they tell you, family, is to get you to go in the opposite direction of what's beneficial for you. And what we done broke the code. We done deciphered it. Now we realize as a community that everything we do has to be based on our own individual identifications, our own research, what we observe, not what they tell us. Because again, if you go by what they tell you to do, you're going to be doing a lot of inappropriate behavior. And we've been on such a prominent stage that we've taken it to another level and we done put in the work, family. I'm one of the people, and so is my brother Afro Lee, two speakers right here at the Rally for Reparations. Certified salute to my big brother Tariq. We done went to Washington, D.C. 2 times and put thousands of people in Freedom Plaza talking about reparations. Oh, they can act like they didn't see that. They seen it. They can act like they ain't hear it. They heard it. Yeah, and nobody else is doing that, family. Y'all remember, the Democrats try to literally have a damn rally right next to ours and wasn't nobody there. I seen it with my own eyes. Nobody was there because they're not moving anything. In a lot of ways, family, that's a microcosm of what America is today. It's the Democrats talking a lot of noise, but ain't nobody at their little rally. It's foundational Black Americans standing on business and everybody's at ours. So if you see the difference between the two of those, then you see the difference on what's going on out here in the real world. We run it. FBA all goddamn day, certified all the goddamn time. And there's not a damn thing a tether or a Democratic Shield can do about it other than sit down, shut up, and accept it. Afro, I don't know if you back, family, but if you are, I got a question for you, family. We've been talking about Kamala right now because Kamala crashing out big time, big time. And word on the street from some of my sources, I have been hearing that Kamala Harris has actually been throwing temper tantrums and cussing out her own staff. The heat is on and the Democrats are very, very nervous. Everybody understand that because they know what's coming. They know what's coming, family. It's like seeing the train, family, and you can't stop the train. All right. That train wreck of an interview she just had the other day, that's the tip of the iceberg. All right. I'm hearing that her staff, they're taking money out of certain places because they know she's going to lose there. I'm hearing that she's literally cussing folks out. I'm hearing that she's literally throwing temper tantrums on a day-to-day basis. I'm hearing that they're real shook. Are you there? Are you there right now, Afro? I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I'm here.
Brother, can you tell the family what me and you spoke about Kamala Harris and how they're going to end up painting her as the one who's responsible for the Democrats falling, and they're going to magically start to prop up Joe Biden, family. A little spoiler for the family, dog.
Okay, a little spoiler. Here's what they're going to do. Kamala's going to be the person that I want you guys to understand, her the whole party is going to flip on her. The whole party is going to make it seem like they lost because of her. I want you guys to understand this. They're already setting that stuff up now. When Brian Donalds, when he went on the Breakfast Club, he wasn't talking about the Democratic Party and the Democratic Party's inflation, which is really Joe Biden's inflation. It was really Joe Biden, the one who made the final decision. These were Joe Biden's decisions, but he wasn't forming it like that. He was actually forming it as if they were Kamala's decisions. The whole border thing, that's Joe Biden's fault. Now, it's Kamala's fault secondhand, but that's Joe Biden's fault. But notice how the media is not forming it as if it's Joe Biden's fault at all. They're forming it like it's Kamala's fault entirely. They're faulting the inflation as if it's Kamala's fault entirely. Biden is still walking around, and I made this on YouTube. Biden is not really defending Kamala or backing Kamala. Biden is still walking around saying that if he was running, he could beat Trump. I mark my words. When she loses, Biden is going to be all like, you see, well, that's why I should have still ran, because I would have beat Trump. She couldn't do it. I tried to give her, he's going to make it seem like I tried to give her a I tried to give her a chance. I tried to give the new generation a chance. I shouldn't have done that, because if I was still running, I would have won. And you know what else? What makes it that much worse is that the media is going to back that up. I want you guys to understand, when she loses, the media is going to be all like, well, should Biden have dropped out? But maybe Biden should have stayed in the race. Maybe Biden would have polled a little bit better. Maybe she was ill-prepared for that. Maybe it's because of her lack of experience. And Biden, he had a bump in the road, but Biden would have recovered. Biden beat him the first time, so clearly Biden could have beat him again. Oh, my God, he probably shouldn't have dropped out. They're going to make it seem like her losing or Trump getting in, it's entirely her fault. And then they're going to make it seem as if Biden wasn't really that bad. They're going to make it, because I want you guys to understand, they're separating all of Biden's decisions and they're just putting that off on her. And they're making it seem like the only reason anybody disliked Biden is because he was old. Not because of the horrible decisions he's making, because that's Kamala's fault. The only reason is because he's old. And you know what? There's no reason for him to... He's old, but that's not his fault. The problem is really her. She's going to be the fall guy. And there's going to be a whole bunch of people talking... a whole bunch of the Democrats talking mess about her, because... that's going to be their way to say, you know what? We fixed the problem. We got rid of her. She's never coming back. We fixed the problem. That I guarantee you. They're going to say, we fixed the problem. She was the problem. We got rid of her. She's never coming back. We fixed the problem.
Well, I mean, bro, if I can comment on that. See, like...
No, you cannot. Don't come off your mic when we are talking. So, no, bye-bye. Listen, as my brother was just saying, y'all mark that down, y'all mark that down, y'all mark that down. That is exactly what is going to happen. And it's crazy because on Bill Maher's show last night, which is out in California, which is extremely liberal, that actually ended up coming up, and they were low-key kind of praising Joe Biden. They're going to do a whole makeover of Joe Biden's candidacy, and they're going to turn it into something else. If anybody's seen that little Republican-Democrat dinner that they had a couple of days ago where Kamala didn't show up, if you watch the room, all of those Republicans and Democrats, all W's, they got on supremacist code, and they was basically saying, all right, it ain't working. She ain't going to win. The black folks have left the Democratic Party. We just going to go ahead and call this now. We going to be supremacist brothers, because remember, this is election season, and election season, it makes a lot of black folks start forgetting that these folks are all folks. Okay. And we start thinking that these folks really don't like each other and they don't stand each other. Let me tell you, they get on code real fast as soon as the election's over, and they start shaking hands and making deals. These are still supremacist relatives. Don't let no political ad get to have you thinking these folks are mortal enemies, because they're not. They were shaking hands at that dinner. You had Republicans and Democrats alike standing next to each other, and they were basically saying, black folks ain't going to vote for Kamala. She's done. Let's get her out the paint. She's going to be out the paint any goddamn way. So let's go ahead and get her out of here for good. And what we're going to do is we're going to remodel Joe Biden, like our brother Afro just said, and they're going to turn Joe Biden into some type of hero and some type of great guy. And Kamala Harris is going to get the whole brunt of all of that. The immigration and everything is all going to come down on her shoulders. And you know what? We're not going to be there to save her. So it's a beautiful thing. Once again, family, there's nothing better than when you see Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, red, blue, Mayo, Miracle Whip. Whenever you see a Miracle Whip and Mayo crime, family, you sit back and you watch and you enjoy the show. Do not get involved because it's none of our damn business. So we're not going to be there to save her when it come crashing down on her. And when they say, hey, the last 4 years, the immigration crisis, that wasn't Joe Biden. That was Kamala's fault. And then Kamala tries to slide back on over to us. It's going to be a term that I came up with. She's going to be racially homeless. No damn where to go. Stuck. And I'm going to be laughing in the process because I'm going to remember all the cackling you did. And I'm going to remember all the black folks that you locked up. And we're not going to save you the same way we're not going to save the Democratic Party. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Boykin, it's on you.
Absolutely, Black Alpha. Supremacy loves nothing more than a sick joke. And Kamala is the punchline. Okay? Listen. Women will never vote against their self-interests. They're not going to vote against their husbands, their fathers, their brothers, and their sons. We saw in 2016 how women voted for our abortion issue. Okay? We saw again, those same women voted for Trump again in 2020. What does that tell you? And if you think about it, the cold piece about it is, I don't think those women were going to, if they didn't vote for Hillary, who had the chops, they're not going to vote for another woman, period. And see, you think a person is going to vote for a Canadian that messed around with black men? Get out of here. Okay? Get out of here. And so when the Democrat plantation burns down on November 5th, I'll be sitting in my recliner, knocking back a 1999 bottle of Merlot.
The way you're supposed to do it. The way you're supposed to do it. Absolutely. And, I want to elaborate on that as well, because that's another thing that we've been doing. Family, right now we 10 for 10. We calling our and then we executing. That's the most lovely thing. So you can go anywhere and you're going to have a million folks telling you what we need to do. We need to do better. That's not what I'm seeing out here. What I see is a generation that's on code more than ever. I remember the Yes We Can era. I remember black folks used to spaz on you if you actually critiqued Obama. I remember that Obama was here to rock us to sleep. And he was here to tell everybody he done came through, yes, we can, and racism packed his bags and left. I remember those days. And we are a far cry from them days, families, to the point where that man can't come around. We made a decision. We wasn't going to be Barack Obama 2.0. Okay. That wasn't going to happen. And he knows it. That's why I say, family, everything that we say, they know it. They know it without a shadow of a doubt. And foundational Black Americans, we have them shook. And then, since we're talking about that, I got my hand raised and I got a question for everybody. What happened to that one organization that told us that we need to vote Democrat down ballot in the election? I don't know whatever happened to them. If anybody can let me know, I'm saying, I'm going to put out an APB on that. Somebody needs to let me know what happened to that organization, because there was an organization that told us to vote Democrat down ballot in 2020. And I don't hear anybody saying that anymore. So I'm wondering, was that and got exposed, or was that just a bad policy? I need some explaining, okay? Because if you're running around here telling black folks to blindly vote Democrat down ballot just 3 years ago, and now you're not saying it anymore, I need to know why it didn't work and why you quit saying it. You don't say those kind of things, family, and then quit saying them. Sounds like some exposure happened and people don't want to say that. But again, going back to us, foundational Black Americans, family, if there was no FBA, you wouldn't see this right now with the Democratic plantation. Trust me. If there was still the people of color running around here, you wouldn't see what's going on today. The very fact that we are in command is why you see everybody else moving differently. Politics is not moving the way it used to. The black church, no. Has Kamala even went to the black church? You know what I'm saying? And even if she did, we don't give a damn. Matter of fact, I'm seeing black pastors who are out here calling her out. I'm seeing folks at 60, 70 years old, and they're saying, hell no, I'm not voting. Speaking of that, Did anybody see the whole Jesus Lord scandal that's going on right now? Kamala Harris right now got some real smoke from the Catholics and the Christians. She didn't go to the Catholic dinner the other day, and when they said she wasn't coming, they booed her. That was the very first time that a presidential candidate never showed up. So the Catholics were sitting there saying, damn, you didn't come to our charity event. She got smoke with them. Then the other day, she's on stage and somebody says something from the crowd. What does Kamala Harris end up doing, y'all? Kamala Harris ends up saying, oh, you at the wrong rally. You need to go down the street to the smaller one. She thought that was somebody who was with MAGA. No, that was a Christian saying Jesus Lord. And what happened? They end up kicking those people out. And then what happened after that? Everybody saying that she's anti-Christian. She got bigger problems than just us, y'all. She got some real dominant society problems. Going back to what my brother Afro said. They don't like her in the political world, the social world, and now apparently they don't like her in the religious world. So she is up against the ropes, and there's not a damn thing that she can really do about it other than just take this L. And the L is being dished out by us, because if we weren't here right now, I'm telling you, she'd be running amok if the grassroots wasn't really putting in work. Really genuinely, sincerely putting in work like we are, going to all these hearings, going to these rally for reparations, standing on real business, family. If that wasn't occurring, you would see a completely different atmosphere politically. The very fact that we're making these people run back to the drawing board and come up with a lie and then go back again and come up with another one. The very fact that they're questioning their existence, the very fact that they got to even answer these questions. That's political power. That's the political power that we have. That's the political power that they do not have. And that's the political power moving forward. And eventually, I believe that after we have this exodus from the Democratic plantation, you're going to start seeing real grassroots candidates come out. So it goes from being a free agent to actually just building your own. And ain't that what politics is supposed to be in America? You're never supposed to just go vote for one party blindly. Let's make it clear, family. Having your whole race be a political block for a party, that only goes on with black people. No other lineage votes 90+% for any damn body. So the very fact that that's what's been occurring since the 1960s, that's why you've been getting all of those anti-black policies from them people. They want to keep you on the plantation one way or another. And we're not on that plantation, family. We're moving forward. And that is why everybody is shook. And you can start with the Democrats, but in reality, family, they gets to running. Afro, you still there, fam?
Black Alpha said something earlier that I definitely want to harp on. He said that what they're doing, and if you guys have been noticing, what they're trying to do is they're trying to slowly pivot the bad poll results that she's having off the black community. They're trying to say, well, black people, they're locked in. Don't you understand? Black women, they're good. Black men aren't the problem. Most black men are going to vote for her. So the problem really is something else. So they say the problem really is, the worker class. The problem really is the unions. The problem really is people in the, the middle age or the older age crowd. They're trying to pivot the blame away from foundational Black Americans. And the reason why they're doing that is because they are preparing for their comeback, because they feel like this is a loss already. So they're trying to set the stepping stones for their comeback. So what they're going to try to do, because they don't want to give us any tangibles, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to say, well, if the problem was the fact that it was the unions, so what we need to do, we don't need to worry about the black people because they were already good. The black people, they were already satisfied with what we were doing, so we don't need to do anything different. What we need to do something different with is we need to give more money to Gaza. And if we need to do something different, we really need to pay more attention to the worker class, the blue collar workers. We need to play, which is really the men. That's really what that is, or what that means, that translates to. What we really need to do is we really need to focus on all these other groups. This is why it's so very important to let it be very abundantly clear that her problem is the black vote. Her problem is the fact that her base, the thing that was supposed to keep her steady, the thing that was supposed to be the foundation so she could have a decent number, a default number, and then she was going to be able to piggyback or take all of the other votes from Trump, comb a few votes off of Trump. The reason why that's a problem is because of the fact that we never gave her that base. It's like you trying to step on the ladder, but the ladder is kind of shaky. You've never been able to get to the top of the roof because you can't climb that because the ladder, the foundation is shaky. She's not been able to comb off any of the votes from Trump, comb off any of the women or the moderates. She hasn't been able to even focus on that because she's been worried about the black vote. I want you to understand, this is the only, we're less than a month away, and she's talking to Roland Martin, she's talking to Charlemagne, talking to the Shade Room. She's talking to them because she understands that, or at least she thinks, let me not say understands, at least she thinks this is where black people will listen. This is what black people are going to listen to. She's done more interviews with quote unquote black interviewers than she has with MSNBC, than she has with CNN. I want you to understand, she only did one interview with CNN, and that was like 15 minutes or something like that. Besides that, she's done multiple different podcasts. She did one podcast with a white woman, but that's one. But besides that, it's been those two black athletes, forgot the name of their podcast. Then she did the thing with the Shade Room. Then she did the thing over here. She's doing things with black people because she's trying to get that base, because she's trying to get that foundation. She can't even worry about appealing to the white women or appealing to the worker class or appealing to them and that, because she didn't have this base. The whole 40,000 black, all of that stuff, that was a lie. She's trying desperately to get this base. This is the first time in political history, in American political history, where at the tail end of an election cycle, you have the politician who currently is a sitting politician, currently is the vice president, desperate to get black support. So much so that she came out with a quote unquote black agenda, talking about we're going to give black men $20,000 loans and free weed and all of this stuff and diabetes research. That's how desperate she is. So don't be confused at all, and don't let anybody try to remix this. This is us. When they say, well, it's not black men's fault, I'll raise my hand and say, yes, it is. It's my fault. It's my fault. I want to be blamed. I want to be blamed. I want to be blamed for this. And we should all want to be blamed for this, because we want to let it be clear. When we told them to do something, when they had the opportunity to do something, they said no. When they had the perfect opportunity in California to get that reparations thing going, all of them sat on that bill and let it die. They didn't even explain why to the people until afterwards, talking about we want to revisit the bill for whatever reason. They spent years working on a bill and then didn't let it get to the floor, talking about we want to revisit it last minute. No explanation as to what's wrong with the bill, what they want to revisit, just nothing. No. We told them this is what we needed. Biden promised us, and when he leaves and when she leaves, because he's already leaving, but when both of them leaves, we want to remember. I'm going to post up all the clips up. Remember, Biden, you said you had our back, right? Remember, you said this. This is because you broke your promise. This is because you said you was going to do this. If we got you in the White House, we got you in the White House. You didn't do it. You said, if we have your back this time, I understand we've been lied to and it feels like change is never going to come, but change is definitely going to come this time. You lied this last time. It's over. And we wanted to be abundantly clear. You said you was going to do something with reparations. That never came to fruition. You said you was going to do something when it comes to the hate crimes that we was going to go through. That never came to fruition. You said you was going to do something with police. Nothing of that happened. Nothing of that happened. All of our problems got worse under you. We have to let it be abundantly clear. They're trying to misrepresent you all. They're trying to act as if you all are on page. You all are locked in. And the problem is black men and black men's hate for black women, which another thing, let me give you another spoiler of what's going to happen. It's going to be a whole bunch of things. I'm telling you, the internet is going to be flooded. It's going to be absolutely flooded with think pieces of, is this because of the fact that black men just are intimidated by a strong black woman? Is this because the fact that black men just is it toxic masculinity? The fact that black men don't want to be led by a woman? Is it that? Is it insecurity? Is this because of the mama issues in the black community? That's what I guarantee you. That's what it's going to be. I guarantee you that. And the second they do that, us as the whole community, black men and women, need to come out and be all like, oh, no, ain't got nothing to do with misogyny, and ain't got nothing to do with sexism, nothing to do with no black girl magic, nothing to do with none of that.
Straight up like that, family. Absolutely true. Absolutely. Black Americans, y'all, we're not afraid in this election. We're not afraid at all. Y'all know the boogeyman tactics, the scare tactics. They've been trying to use that on us every election, to be honest, but especially since Trump pulled up. Are any of y'all scared? Are y'all scared of Donald Trump? Are y'all scared of Project 2025? No. There we go. Absolutely. We ain't scared of none of that because we've been standing on business and we understand that whatever they trying to tell us is just to dilute the energy that we have out here. They've been trying to really get us to be afraid. We're not afraid of nothing. And when the Democratic establishment cannot scare black Americans, we're seeing it now. They don't have anything. They try to hit us with misinformation. You're a Russian bot. All of these terms, family, they don't believe they damn self. They're just at this point throwing things in the air and hoping that it lands, and it's not landing at all. We're not afraid of Donald Trump's presidency. First off, they're trying to tell us about Donald Trump's presidency as if we didn't just see one. Wasn't that man president for 4 years already? Why are they trying to act like this man's never been president like we ain't seen it? We've seen Donald Trump. We've seen Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and the decision is made on how we feel about going forward as Americans. And most folks clearly say, Trump or not, we want Kamala the hell away from here, and we want Joe Biden to go take another nap. All right. That's where we've been. That's where we're standing. And it's a beautiful thing. This is political power, y'all, when you're not afraid. Black folks aren't emotional no more. And that's why I got to give it up to all of y'all, the black grassroots family. It doesn't matter if you black alpha, if you Afro elite, you Tariq Nasheed, it don't matter. All of us collectively. All right. We've been the ones changing the system where the emotion is gone. And now it's strictly business. And when you move based on strictly business, you get business results. When you move on emotion, you get emotional results. And that hasn't been too good. Let's roll hands. Anybody else who want to come on up? Come on up. We're not going to be here too long. You know, Saturday nights, I let to, like everybody to live their life and live it up a little bit. But we here chopping it up, breaking it down. International, it's on you, fam.
Peace, everybody in the room. Can y'all hear me?
Real good, brother.
All right, yeah, sir. First, I want to salute you and Afro for all your hard work as soldiers in the field for us. And I just want to point out one thing. I'm here in Los Angeles, but I'm originally from Philadelphia. I grew up, raised in Philadelphia. And what I noticed in our spaces with the, FBA, grassroots, the whole movement, what I noticed in our spaces is that we never call out the people in our lineage. We always put it off on the tethers and the shields, but it's not just the tethers and the shields. Now, when I'm off of X and I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook and I'm seeing family members and friends, and then I have discussions with family members and friends. These are all FBAs just like us. They're still on the Democrat plantation. And it's like you try to enlighten them. We all have our cousins, our brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, etc., that's still on the plantation. And you try to, enlighten them. You show them receipts, and they don't. If for some reason they don't see it, So we need to call that out. I agree with Afro because I've been saying, man, blame me like a mug. I want to be blamed because you ain't do what you said you were going to do. Here in California, that whole Black Legislative Caucus, they did exactly what we predicted they was going to do. And it's like you show them these receipts, and these people just don't get it. So we need to call them out too and stop just putting it off on the shields and the tethers and so forth. And I'll land there.
I absolutely positively agree, family. Let me ask you, family, you out in California. What's it looking like, fam, after everybody's kind of exposed those Black Caucus members out there? Because I don't like when stories come and then they kind of disappear and they go away and there's no follow-ups. What's it kind of been like in terms of politically and people putting pressure still on that situation?
Okay, so 2 days after that went, I think it was a day or 2 days after that went down, there was a meeting in Leimert Park and down in over by that area, and it was a bunch of people in the room. I was there. The dude Isaac, one of the people, he came through and they got his ass. A couple people had to be escorted out because they wanted to fight this guy. You know what I mean? It was like that. So then I noticed they got everybody to sign up and because they wanted volunteers so we can stay on top of this and hold Gavin Newsom accountable because it was obviously he sent the instructions down to these treasonous to go against us. So we're making it known, to that we see you. You're not slick. You're not fooling anybody. And we know you're going to probably be the next person to try to run for president, and we holding this up against you. Now they had a couple of Zoom meetings. I was supposed to attend one. I was ready to go, and I fell asleep. Then I had another meeting. The same thing happened, so I've been messing up there. But I am going. The next meeting that they have, I'm going to attend, and I'm going to film and put it out there and let everybody know what's going on. So people here, the grassroots here, is definitely on top of it, and they still, they're not letting it die down, even though it's not really being talked about online like that. Things are happening, moving and shaking over here.
Man, I appreciate that update, family. I really appreciate that update because I've been kind of trying to tap in with my brothers like everywhere throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff going on in New York. The brothers and sisters out in Chicago, my brother Afro Elite, as well as others out there in California. And that's what I like. I like the fact that even when the cameras is gone and even when it's not headline news no more, people are still out there putting in work. And I got to actually add to what you said because I agree with you 100%. The tellers got to get the smoke, but some of these domestic COONs got to get that work too, because they're the ones who've been really gatekeeping us and trying to keep us on that plantation. I always tell everybody, the election process politically in the United States of America is adjacent to slavery. All right. It's modern day slavery. I mean, you can literally see it. The Democratic plantation is the actual plantation where the slaves were. The Democratic politician is the slave master. And then these Democratic shills and these vote blue, no matter who, blind voters, they're nothing more than the supervisors who are on the plantation, the overseers, the ones that are there to herd us up. We seen Obama's playing that role now. You know what I'm saying? He was out there trying to herd us up. That's their jobs. So it's on us to regulate all of them, whether you got a flag from Ghana, Zimbabwe, Jamaica, or you got an American flag. You're going to have to get regulated because the plantation is not where we can reside. Their address may be the plantation, but that doesn't mean that ours is. So I remember hearing brothers and sisters talking about their families, was trying to kick them out the house or argue with them, all that Percy Earl stuff that's been going on. I'm loving now, fam, that we have been putting out energy where, like you said, we just checking them. When you check somebody, that gets straight to the point. All right. We used to want to check people everywhere else and politically kind of play patty cake. We're not here to play patty cake. We got to check these people where they stand, find them where their feet are and G-check them. Now, I'm always talking about regulating. And that's one of the main things that I always do and I always promote, because when you regulate these people politically, they know not to come around us no more with that type of energy. They understand that if you're going to drop all these migrants in our neighborhoods, we're going to have something to say about that. And we're going to have to come pay you some real attentive attention to where you're going to have to really answer some questions. And that's what we've been doing. And now if you look, y'all, Kamala Harris has been folding because she can't answer simple questions. And most of those questions are things that we've been bringing up. Remember, we were at the forefront of the immigration conversation. We're at the forefront of just really nationalism and just talking about why is this person who's not from here talking down on people who are from here? That is something that we started. And when she has to, answer to those questions, she can't really do that. She struggles. And that's the same thing that we've been doing to just people regular. So when someone comes around here and you see like the Clyburn is from America. OK, and he one of the biggest COONs you ever going to see. And he's been running around here talking about Jim Crow 2.0. All right. Stacey Abrams was talking about Jim Crow 2.0. Raphael Warnock down here in Georgia. Same thing. Jim Crow 2.0. Boogeyman tactics. So we got to start calling out these Democrats, no matter what side of the fence that they're on. They can't come around us. And Getting rid of the Democratic plantation will be the biggest political victory that black folks have ever achieved in the United States of America. I don't want to hear about the Civil Rights Act. I don't want to hear about none of that. Okay. Because you can sign 1,000,000 civil rights acts, but if you sign it and then you stay on the damn plantation for 60 years, you negate what you just created. We're going to actually create real momentum, and we're going to stay forward, and we're going to continue to stay on them. And once we do that, nobody is going to make us hit a U-turn. So it's not just about this election. It's allowing the Democrats to know that no matter who they send at us, they're never going to have somebody where we're going to go vote blindly for them. This is a very pivotal time, family. And we're sitting, about 18 days away. I'm not sure. We're not that far away from the election, within 2.5 weeks. And as we get closer to election day, all eyes are going to be on America, and all eyes got to be on foundational black Americans. And we got to take responsibility, like we all, are alluding to. We got to let people know, no. The Democrats, they lost because of us. Because what's going to happen if Kamala loses, they're going to try to put that on everybody else, because they would never, ever get on national television and say this is because the black vote didn't turn out. They would never say that, because that's going to empower us. And then a lot of folks going to look around and say, damn, it worked. Delineation worked. Separation worked. G-checking, regulating, you name it, you call it, whatever. It worked. The Democrats and supremacy, they know better than to do that. So if they don't do that, we have to do it. We need to go ahead and make those declarations clear that they lost because of the benign neglect. And then we called it out and we identified it. We actually put it on that big old screen and told the world, this is what they've been doing to us. Now this is our counter to them. And then when we leave them, they have nothing, absolute nothing, zero. They can't get off the ground. And that's what's happening. I'm looking at some of these early polling results in all the swing states, family, and it's looking more and more like Kamala Harris is going to lose. Now, they may do some finessing because, I believe they did some finessing before. But beyond that, you're looking at it. And you cannot tell us that it's not because foundational black Americans. Remember, the Democrats have to come to us first. All right. They got to sell their candidate to us. And then we uplift these damn Democratic, plantation policies and politicians. And then they take their show on the road and go to the world. They try to throw Kamala on us, and we rejected her. So she never got traction within our community. And since she never got traction in our community, she couldn't get it anywhere else. She couldn't just go and have folks at the church sing and dance for her. It's not happening. And I said it at my speech in Washington, D.C. I'm noticing it's a lot of brothers and sisters from a lot of different ages, y'all, a lot of different generations. I did a roll call on my show the other night, and you had folks born in the 2000s, in the 90s, in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, even had some folks born in the 50s. And every last one of them were anti-Democrat. So it shows you we're moving right now as a collective and as a unit, and we're getting rid of these people. You don't want Kamala in office, fam, because I'm telling you right now, that 22 million illegals, it's going to be 42 million. You mess around with her. You feel me? That's their plan. The only thing that's really stopping this migrant crisis is us being on code. Matter of fact, Afro, you in Chicago right now, family, and you got something going on this week. I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Let everybody know what's going on up there, family, in terms of really regulating a lot of the migrant stuff. Are you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here. Tomorrow, what we're going to be doing, me, Miss Jackson, Jessica Jackson, that's the woman who's been going viral at City Hall. Me, her, other brothers and sisters are going to be Zoe Lang, Patrice Stewart. We're going to be hosting a live panel. So I'm going to be the one behind the camera, on the computer and everything like that, operating it, asking the questions. We're also going to be doing a thing where we can set up live call-ins. So if you guys want to call in, if you guys want to talk to Miss Jackson, if you guys want to call in, ask a question, we're going to be discussing from the very beginning how this started happening in the first place. Now, if you guys remember, I am the one, nobody else. I'm the one who from the very beginning has been documenting this stuff, because I've been the one who's been going to these places, interviewing these people, going to City Hall, interviewing these people. A lot of these people have been talking about it, but they haven't been in Chicago to actually talk about the situation as it unfolds. I've been doing it live and as it unfolds. Nobody else has been doing that. I've been the one pressing the city alderman about that, and the migrants about that, and the mayor about that. I've been the one doing that. And I'm telling you this to let you know that this is going to be the source of where you're going to get all your questions answered from. You're going to get all your questions answered. I'm going to be there. Ms. Jackson's going to be there. We're going to be dealing with the tough questions about how we got to this and then what we're going to have to do in order to change Chicago back to where Chicago is going to be. Because we got some things coming up in the next couple years. We have some things coming up next year, right after the election, for the election and everything. We wanted to make sure that we get this out before the election. So we're doing this tomorrow, so you guys can tune in. It's all on YouTube. You guys can tune in. So it's going to be a big thing. This is going to be the first of its kind. We've never done anything like this before. So this is going to set the precedent, hopefully, not just for Chicago, but for New York and for, I was about to say California. I always say California, Colorado, and everywhere else where the migrant crisis is affecting the community. So we're not just going to be discussing the problem and how the problem got here. We're also going to be discussing what we need to do in order to fix the problem and reverse the damage that's been done.
Certified family. That's what I'm liking. All across the country. Listen to what you see here, fam. I know for a fact this was not going on a few years ago. Black folks were politically done. You go back to 2009, 2012, 16. There was a few folks in the grassroots that were really popping, but we didn't have that cavalry. You didn't really see the average, everyday, working class proletarian out there really putting in work. Shout out to my brother Afro, been doing real serious work out there in Chicago. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in New York. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in California. Y'all know I'm down here in the South in Georgia. I got my brother Marcel. I see you, Marcel. Me and my brother Marcel done been everywhere down here, the Southeast, because y'all know they trying to get the South. They really want the South to fall. It goes big, y'all. It goes real big, okay? Not just, in areas across the country where they want to go ahead and dilute us. They know as well down here in the South, we got a front line. And if they can get the South to fall, then they know they done got the real, motherland. Okay, let me get this right. The motherland for Black Americans is the South. All right. Damn Africa. All right. That's it. Mr. Matumbo, you're going to have to have some Jollof and a smile and sit the hell down. It's the South. And if you notice this time last year, they were trying to give us Raphael Warnock and they were trying to give us Stacey Abrams and they was trying to use all of those California agendas and they was trying to push that stuff down south. Stacey Abrams, she out the paint. Raphael Warnock, he here, but he ain't because don't nobody give a damn about him. I forget that dude even won a race and he barely beat Herschel Walker. OK, so he knows it's winding down for him as well. So we've been really out here stomping the yard in the South because we got to hold down the front line of the South because they want to bring all of those policies in the South. They sit back and they see where we are, where our population is. And if it's in the Midwest, they say, cool, let's drop off some migrants in that city. Let's have some all lives matter policies in that city. New York, y'all know what they're doing. California, you see what they're doing. So they handpick and they nitpick places where we are throughout the country. But the South, you're talking about a whole region. All right. And that region has a big populace of us. So when you see us down here in South Carolina, in Georgia, in Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, all throughout the South family, we definitely got to stand hand in hand because we got to let them know that that stuff won't fly in the South. Because if they start bringing in everybody from all these different places and you see all lives matter in the South, that's going to change the populace. That's going to change the game. Trust me, family. And this gets talked about, but then people kind of fall back on it. They don't go in it. They want the Black population in the South. And I'm talking about American freedmen. They want it gone. That is one of the number one things that supremacy wants. And they may do it very slowly. They may do it throughout a course of time. But every single waking moment, they're slowly trying to implement all of these different people in the South. So that's why all my brothers and sisters down here, we got to continue to ride and we got to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters throughout the country. When I gave my speech, not in Washington, D.C., but in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Fulton County Reparations Task Force, one of the things that I said, I stand in solidarity with my brothers and sisters in Chicago and New York and California. And the reason I said that, because if I can talk to them and they can tell me what's going on out there, then we can exchange notes. We can exchange notes. So if it ain't came here yet, my brother in California can tell me, hey, Black, they're going to try to do this. This is what they're doing out here. You keep your eye open for that. Watch out for this. Boom. I can say the same exact thing. This is why we're moving on one accord. Black folks didn't do that. That's called being on code. That's being on code certified. And black folks didn't really do that back in the day. Back in the day, you just be like, whatever happens, happens. That's y'all up there, we down here. No, we're connecting and we're unifying all throughout the United States of America under the foundational Black American family tree. That's why I do say FBA has the Democrats shook. And then the Democrats, you can slide that on over to the Republicans, and you can slide both of them on over to the whole system of supremacy. It's all one. And we're all one, but our one goes further than theirs. And you can see it right now by the results that we're fielding. Kamala Harris is scared right now. She doesn't know what to do. I'm hearing also word on the street that she's already kind of preparing maybe to go back to California to be governor for this imminent loss that's going to be occurring here in the next few weeks. That is all based on us. So we got to continue to make these declarations. And if you got a victory, let the whole world know. Let the whole damn world. Don't win and then be silent. Because next thing you know, they're going to be giving that off to somebody else. It's time we get very boisterous and we say what's on our mind and we say it loud. So they know, yeah, FBA, they did that. And they know they did that. And we know they did that. And then eventually you're going to sit back, you're going to watch your money grow. You're going to watch your money grow and you're going to see that we're winning absolutely across the spectrum in this country. Shout out to you, Marcel. I seen you down here on the news and you was breaking down reparations and talking to that brother. And that was one of the best ways I heard reparations really explained. And that's a good thing, family. And I like how you attributed that to the actual system and how it's going to stimulate the economy. That's good work right there. And that's what I'm loving, family, because we're all out here and we're very intelligent and we know what we're doing. Me and Marcel, like I said, we went to a MAGA rally. We went to a MAGA rally down here. And to let everybody know that, no. We're going to be seen everywhere. I want them to see us everywhere. All right. Now, whether people are voting for Trump or not, that's another issue. But I need them to see that we are open to anyone, political free agency. You're never going to be viewed as a free agent if you're always at Democratic rallies. Perception is reality. All right. And we never gave them any fear. See, the Democrats never had nothing to worry about. They knew damn well that we was going to show up in the rain, sleet, hail, snow and go vote for nothing. And then they gave us nothing. And why would they give you anything if they know they got you? Let's not forget, family, just 6 months ago, they were on national television saying, oh, we already got the black folks. Who give a damn about them? They was very arrogant. And they thought they was just going to tell us we're going to vote for the Democrats any damn way. Let's go give these resources to the Let's go give these resources to the Mexican. Let's go give these resources to the African who just got here from the Senegal last night. Akon, come on over here. Here's some dollars for you. And they was openly saying that they was going to not do anything for us. This is how secure they were that they was going to get the black vote. All right. Well, now they got to wake up because they didn't expect this to show up. And now they are saying that may not been the best idea. And you're starting to see black folks go and exercise a lot of different things. If a brother or sister, like I say, wants to vote for Donald Trump to close the borders, that's good. Do that if that's what you feel, because that harms this Democratic plantation. If a brother or sister wants to vote for the couch, good. That harms the Democratic plantation. There's only 3 options, y'all. Vote for Kamala in the Democratic plantation, vote for Trump, or vote for couch. 2 of those harms the Democrats. So the way I'm looking, family, that's good money. That's good money. This is Vegas, man. We shaking the dice. Double up. We getting the money because 2 things work in our favor and only 1 doesn't. I'll take those odds every day of the week other than closing your eyes, looking up to your W Jesus and saying, Joe Biden, come save us. Bill Clinton, come save us. That is what they used to do. This is what we're doing now. And the times have changed, family, and we're moving in a different direction. You know, I'm not out here to be nice to nobody. I'm not here to be friends with them. They had their opportunity to treat us good and they didn't want to do it. So now they got to go ahead and deal with it in return. Matter of fact, we got, okay, my sister Brooke up here. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm going to send this to my sister Brooke. Anybody out there, come on up. Let's roll, y'all. We still here. I'll keep it open for, another 30 minutes if anybody want to chop it up. But Sister Brooke, it's all on you, beloved.
Hello. I just wanted to say hi before I left and say how proud I am of you guys for covering everything. And I'm proud I am of the FBA family for staying on code. That we really do have them running scared. And it is so fun to watch. I'm really enjoying it. And I just wanted to, for those of us that are here in New York, right? I'm not going to tell you whether you should vote in the presidential election, but I will say that as FBA New Yorkers, we really need to consider, just as the Democrats were saying that we should vote down ballot for Democrat, I think we should vote down ballot for Republicans as far as the smaller elections, because every single Democrat in New York is about this, us being a sanctuary city. And we really have to end that. But all the Republicans are against us being a sanctuary city. And there's no way that we can stop this invasion into New York without correcting that issue right there. And none of the Democrats are with it because 99% of them are from other places. They are not FBA. So they're always down with it. They're afraid to talk about what's happening and what's going on. Not only that, but a lot of them are getting the jobs to help the illegals, whether it be in these, these the shelters or the medical programs or helping them get apartments. They're getting money because they're hiring them to do these jobs. So we really should consider, I never thought I would say this in my life, but we really should consider for the smaller elections here in New York to vote Republican, because that is the only way that we can really stop this. Oh, one more thing. I've been hearing people trying to give Eric Adams like breathing room. No, my foot has been on that man's from the beginning, because I want to remind people that when we had our issue at the nail shop, Eric Adams was our borough president. He was the borough president of Brooklyn. He never said anything. He never did anything. He did not help us. We did everything that we did on our own. He did not say anything. He has never been for Black people in this city or the borough. And I also want people to remember that he was buddy with Ken Thompson. He was on all of the press conferences with the when they were trying to get Peter Liang off. Eric Adams is not a friend to FBA, Black people, or any of us. Telling them that New York is like their city. If he's there with the Istanbul people, oh, New York is the Istanbul of the, So Eric Adams gets no credit. And from what I hear in the streets, everybody's saying that, he's from Jamaica, Queens. Yes, he is from Jamaica, Queens, but the streets, the Caribbean say that he's Caribbean. The Caribbean say that he's Jamaican. That's what they tell me. So he gets no blies, no nothing. I've been popping my popcorn, waiting for him to go down. I can't wait. And don't let anyone change your mind or take your foot off of his. And that's all I have. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are my brothers, and I just love listening to you guys. And that's it. Bye.
Much love and respect. That's family right there, y'all. Certified salute to you, sister. Eric Adams is mad right now. Eric Adams is mad. Go ahead, Afro.
I want to second on what she said. This is 100% true, because let's be honest, most of these people in these political positions, they all got dirt on them. I'm almost 100% sure, and this is something that we're going to be looking into tomorrow. I'm 100% sure Brandon Johnson got dirt, especially in these big cities. These people in these big cities, they got a lot of, their rap sheet is real dirty, okay? All of them do dirt to get in the game, to stay in the game. All of them do that. So when they get caught, what they like to do, like Eric Adams, he surrounded himself with a whole bunch of Black folk to give him that, like, that base to make it seem like, hey, I'm a man of the Black community and I'm being attacked and this is a witch hunt against the Black man. This is stuff Brandon Johnson, he pulls this all the time when it comes to reporters too. Every time somebody tries to hold him accountable, he gets to the whole, I'm a Black man and you're going to question me. No, don't. It is up to us as the community not to let them get away with that, because they are the first to sell the Black community out. They're the first to turn a blind eye. They're the first to ignore our cries and ignore our demands. They're the first to do all of that stuff. And then the second they get caught, it's, well, I'm a Black man and this is racism and you guys wouldn't. No, you don't have a community to come back to, because you sold us out. You sold us out. You don't get to have it both ways. If you over there, then stay over there. They be backstabbing us to get ahead, to climb the ladder. So when they fall, they ain't got no cushion to fall on. They don't have none.
That's absolutely right. And so now that you brought that up, I want to put some more points. I want to put my foot hard on his neck. Okay. Okay. Stop and frisk. He brought stop and frisk back. The Black community here in New York, we fought de Blasio. to get stop and frisk ended. And de Blasio, because a lot of things he pushed off to the next administration, probably because they knew the plan. And so then he was like, okay, so the next administration, they're going to be the ones to put these plans in place. And that did not happen. Eric Adams brought back stop and frisk. Black children, look at how they were arresting Black children in the train stations for selling candy. Look how they were treating Black children for not having a Metro card. And a couple of weeks ago, the NYPD under Eric Adams just a Black person for not having $2.90 on the train. And then that not only did they the person, but they an innocent bystander, a Black innocent bystander in the head. So not only were they people for $2.90, but they have traumatized a train full of New Yorkers, children, parents, elderly, everything. They shot them people in front of everybody. So this is Eric Adams. So now he wants to try to come back to the Black community and act like he has never had our back. Never. He's always been sucking up to everybody else. And the only Black people who back he kind of has is the people that he puts in his administration. And you see how they going down one by one. Child, I am enjoying it. I'm over here with popcorn, watching they getting raided. They stepping down at one by one. Oh, not only that new police chief that we've had so many. We had a Black woman and she stepped down. Then we had this Spanish guy named, I like to call him Senor Caban. Senor Caban, so we have a civilian complaint board here. Senor Caban was sweeping everything under the rug. Every plan that the civilian complaint review board tried to put in place, he blocked. And this is under Eric Adams. So he can never, if those Black preachers want to have him in their church, that's the only ones, because the Black people walking around, we see Eric Adams for who he is and what he is. But I don't want other people and other places to start thinking that they're demonizing him. No, they used him. Eric Adams was put in place to undo everything that we were able to get out of de Blasio. That is why he was put in place. And he thought that he was going to get a pat on his little chocolate head by President Biden, who at every chance he got, he ignored Eric Adams. When Eric Adams went to D.C., he ignored Eric Adams. When the president came here to New York, he ignored Eric Adams. So after Eric Adams realized that he was not going to get reelected because he was doing the bidding of the Democratic Party, now all of a sudden he wants to blame Biden for the illegals that we have coming in here. But in the beginning, he was trying to give them free college. He was trying to give them free everything, and now he's singing a different tune. I just don't want the rest of the country to be fooled, because I ain't.
Brooke, why I got you on here? What happened with the Daniel Penny situation up there? Because I heard Eric Adams was basically all is good, everything's good, go home.
Of course, he never has our back. And Daniel Penny's, I believe his father was in law enforcement. Now, I can't remember what type of law enforcement. I think it might have been like Suffolk County Police, which is like Long Island. I think he might have been a Suffolk County police officer or something like that. But his father was definitely in law enforcement. So the Daniel Penny situation disgusts me to my core for many reasons. The first reason being that Jordan Neely was an aged out foster child. And then he had to go into the foster care system. He turned 18. He had nowhere to go, and they kicked him out. As they're sitting here giving illegals free apartments, there was on the New York Post the other day. There was right on the cover. They were talking about how there was this kid. I think he was 13 or 14 years old. He's committed 11 crimes. He's never been in jail. They never locked him up, and he's getting an apartment for free from the city. But we have aged out foster children who are literally children of the city. They are wards of the state, and they are leaving them out here with nothing. And that's why Jordan Neely was hungry. I'm starting to tear up because it bothers me so much. But he was hungry And I don't know if anybody has ever been that hungry. I don't think I've ever been that hungry, where you're just walking around starving and everybody's going about their day like nothing. He was complaining about being hungry. And because he was hungry, this man thought it was okay to kill him. And what makes it even worse is that there was black people sitting there. I'm sure they weren't FBAs, but black people sitting there watching, helping. And they just allowed him to take his life because this child was hungry. That bothers me to this day. And I hope Daniel Penny gets the book thrown at him. I don't know if that will actually happen, but that's it makes me sick that people are saying that he was being violent. First of all, this is New York City. I have seen super crazy things. And I know for people who don't live in New York, that doesn't seem normal to you. But crazy people walking by, not in their right mind, talking to themselves is everyday occurrences for us. And for them to sit there and act like what he was doing was so crazy that they had to put him down like a rabid dog bothers me. This is nothing. If you are a New Yorker, that is nothing. You close your eyelids and turn your head, read your book, put on your headphones, and mind your business. Since when do we people for being crazy? Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
And I want you guys to remember, the left and media both got on code and protected him. Just like Black Alpha was saying earlier, they'll make it seem as if there's some type of differences, as if they don't get along really, or they're enemies. No, they're not. Both the left and the right media protected him. Remember, it took about a week before we found out his name. And the only reason we did is because that got leaked. His name got leaked, and then they was all like, okay, I guess we got to say his name now. No, all of them were all like, oh, he's a young man and he was in the military. He was in the military. And we was all like, well, if you know he was in the military, then you guys know his name. The only way you would know he was in the military is if you already know his name. But none of them, not ABC, not CNN, not Fox, all of them got on code and said, we are not to release his name. And they did it because they have this thing of they try to scrub the internet. Of his record. They tried anything he said that was probably anti-black that could be used against him in court, scrub the internet of that before you release his name. And all of them got and they all locked in, and they said, well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about his age, his height, his military experience, everything about him except his name, so people can't find him. And the second his name got leaked, then all of a sudden they started saying his name, but they all knew it. And how you know they knew it is because they knew he was in the military. And the only way you would know that is because it's not like he had a badge or he was in the military uniform. The only way you would know that is if you knew his name. So this goes to show you that the left and the right, they lock in and they get on code when it comes to being anti-black. Yeah, they have differences of opinion when it comes to Congress or whatever the case is. But when it comes to black people, they will lock in immediately.
Well, I want to just point out that in New York, it is only left. There's very little right here. Staten Island, certain places in Long Island is right. But other than that, the whole city is left. The whole city is blue. This is a democratic city. And that's another reason, even when I was having issues at the nail shop, the Democrats are the ones who allowed it to reopen. When they sat and lied in our faces and told us that they were going to help us close it. And they told us all of these hoops we had to jump through to get it closed, through the city or through the city, the community board. And we did everything. We checked all the boxes and they still allowed them to close it. But see, I was able to, get the community on board, and the community didn't spend any money there. So then they had to close. But it was the Democrats. That's when I really started seeing the Democrats for who they were. They came out, supposedly marched with us for stupid, useless marches. And then they sat there and let it open right back up. It was the Democrats who's done it. This is a Democratic city, so you can't blame not near Republican here. And that's why I say at this point in New York, we may have to vote Republican just to get these, because the Democrats are about this being a sanctuary city. They are not going to reverse that. And that is the legal way for us to be able, because we can legally, and this is what Eric Adams is saying, legally, he cannot bring ICE here. ICE cannot operate here because we are a sanctuary city. So for us to be able to get rid of this invasion that we have happening, that is the first step, is to get rid of our sanctuary city status. And the Democrats are not going to do that because they all need sanctuary.
Bro, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes.
Your governor, the New York governor, what's her name again?
Kathy Witch Holcomb.
Kathy,
No.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, Kathy
Remember,
Holcomb.
with the situation with Jordan Neely, remember with that, she was all like, there's consequences for actions. She was trying to she was victim blaming and putting the blame on him. And then when she got put on blast, now all of a sudden she's trying to be all on this pro-black thing with the reparations task force that's really not going to go anywhere, or commission or something like that. Some she's doing.
Yeah,
as
I've
far
been
as
to the meeting.
reparations.
I missed the last one, but I was there virtually for the first one, and I was there in person for the second one. But the last one they had, I wasn't there. But brother Divine was there. I forgot his Twitter name though. Lineage Over Melanin, I think is his Twitter name. He was there. Yeah, look, the Kathy Holcomb. Kathy Holcomb stood in the church that I grew up going to. And that pastor allowed her to stand on his pulpit, and tell Black people and shake her finger and tell them that they needed to be missionaries for the thing. I will never forget that. So I knew from then, she said, oh, and I'm not talking to you guys here because you guys are the good ones. So from that, I already knew Kathy Holcomb has already been caught. She said that how Black kids in the Bronx don't know how to use computers. She said quite a few racially insensitive things. And so we can't depend on her for anything. And then she sat up there and she used Lala Anthony. And I think I don't know if Fat Joe was there. I don't think Fat Joe. I think it was just Lala. She used Lala Anthony because I be getting on her all the time too. I got my foot on her neck as well. She sat up there with Lala Anthony saying that they were going to do this thing where they expunge your record after you've been to jail. But Kathy Holcomb she wants to bring back convict leasing, because here in New York, we don't have outright convict leasing. They cannot lease the convicts to private corporations, but they lease the convicts make all of the city furniture, all of it. They make all of it, from the schools to the offices, to the office buildings, to the state buildings. Convicts make that. So they have them doing so, then they pay them nothing, or pennies. And so she wants to bring back convict leasing, so she can lease out this workforce to private corporations instead of just using them for the city. And so what people didn't understand about when she was letting us doing this bill where she's going to expunge your record is the fact that she wants to lock you up first. She does not want to stop the police from locking up Black people, especially people who did not commit the crimes. She's doing nothing about that. But after we lock you up and we take away 27 years, because they just let somebody out there I think he spent like 27 years in jail. The judge just let him out. So after you spend 27 years in jail, okay, we'll expunge your record if you're a good boy or a good girl. She can't be trusted either. She came out of Andrew Cuomo's administration, so we see what that's about. And so she's not worth anything either. She's just, the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. In New York, they don't give us any choices. And this is how these people keep winning, because there's just no choices. So then the name, she won because she was already in the office and nobody knew anybody else's name. Now, I didn't vote for her. I didn't vote for anybody because there are no choices. So that's the deal with Kathy Holcomb. She's not our friend. She's our open enemy, along with Eric Adams. They're freaking frack.
Now, I know this, family. Let me add on to what y'all just said. I hear Democrat liberals, and I don't hear no policies that have been implemented for us. Everybody listening right now, I hope y'all really, really checking this out. We got the East Coast, the West Coast, the South, and the Midwest right here. And y'all notice every single thing that we say adds up, and they all have a common denominator, and that's a bunch of liberal policies, benign neglect. You straight up disrespect for us. And Eric Adams, he can hold his own straight up and down. You get no love, Eric Adams, Brandon Johnson. When we sit back and we seen them folks try to come around us and tell us that they're going to elevate all these people above us and disrespect us. Eric Adams, wasn't he sleeping in a goddamn migrant camp? If I'm not mistaken, he was sleeping in a migrant camp talking about he's going to do this. Soon as he started coming down on Joe Biden came down on him. So that's what that is, homie. And it's going to end up happening to Brandon Johnson here soon in Chicago, especially with my brother Afro Elite out there putting in work and really meeting with people and really getting that galvanization of the community behind it. Family, the liberals are not on our side. They don't rock with us, family. It's basically be anti-black, don't get caught. Sell out the black community, don't get exposed. It's a big charade game, family, where they hate us with camouflage. And we're the ones who pull back the wool. We done open that closet. And now we see that all they've ever done is have these anti-black policies, fam. You're talking about hate crimes. That Jordan Neely situation up there, fam, they literally just spit in black folks' face and told us it was raining. That's exactly what they did. Brooke, I'm so glad you brought up the nail situation, and we all know that you're the one who really handled that, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, I appreciate that story because it goes to show you again that it was the liberals again who came back and opened it for them. It's the same way they sell us about the Central Park 5 that we all know it was the liberals and the Democrats who were out there. So behind every single situation, you see a liberal who's anti-black American. And no matter how many times they try to put Donald Trump in front of it, no matter how many times they try to put the Republican Party in front of it, you always see them lurking around black American travesties and bad things that happen to us. They're always there. When they go and do these fake marches, get the hell out of here. They'll march with something that's powerless, but never nothing's powerful. Go ahead, sister.
And as Tariq says, Donald Trump was a Democrat at the time. He was standing with his party. So when they sit there, Donald Trump wasn't a Republican back then. So when they sit there and they talk about how Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump did that, like I said, Donald Trump, he was standing with the Democratic Party.
And oh, by the way, ain't that the same Donald Trump that Whoopi Goldberg was friends with back in the day?
Everybody was friends with him.
That was a bestie. He was the bestie of the Democrat. Let's go there with Donald Trump. Let's talk about the real Donald Trump, the one that the liberals love, the Democrats love, they work for. They went out to eat, had fun. Look at all the pictures with Donald Trump and the Clintons. They was all bestie liberal Democratic friends. And they only turned on Donald Trump because they want to use a boogeyman against black Americans, in which now we're saying, Donald Trump is not a boogeyman. We're not afraid of him. And you're not going to use him as a catalyst to place these people in our communities and have these folks elevated above us while they sit in high rises. They get scooters, they get meals, they get resources. They get these EBT cards with thousands of dollars on them. While certified salute to my brothers and sisters in Chicago and New York. And I'm glad I got both of y'all on this panel right now because folks need to really hear what's going on. Think about it. Every single interview that you see Kamala Harris on, they don't even ask her about immigration. Roland Martin, beep, beep, beep all the way through. Didn't beep, beep, beep and bring up no damn immigration. Charlemagne the fraud, he didn't bring it up neither. The shade room, hell no. There's this thing I call the shadow migrant crisis. Because in this election, immigration and the migrants is the biggest issue, and they don't never talk about it. It takes them to go on Fox News. The same Fox News that they tell us is so damn racist. You know, they're just as racist as MSNBC and CNN because they're all supremacists, brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws. However, it took her to go on Fox News to have an interview where she had a meltdown, by the way, broke down, literally a laughing stock for them to even question her about immigration. So think about what you see with your own eyes in terms of immigration and think about what you see on national television. It's nowhere near the same, family. And it's on us to call it out. And that's why I'm loving it. That's why there's no remorse. Just like you said, Sister Brooke, no remorse for Eric Adam, no remorse for Kamala. When they come breaking them tools, we're going to be sitting back watching the whole goddamn thing because they deserve it. Straight up. Hey, we need to have some couch parties on election day. We need to sit back, relax, and watch the show.
And you brought up e-bikes. I wanted to add this. These e-bike batteries are setting fires all across the city. I've witnessed one with my own eyes. These free e-bikes that they're giving them, the batteries, I don't know if you're supposed to bring them in the house or you're supposed to leave them outside. However, we have never had so many fires in the summer. In the wintertime, we usually, we have a few fires because of the electric heaters and stuff that people are trying to use to keep warm. So it's common for us to have a few fires in the winter. But in the summer, New York City has been ablaze. Fires everywhere because of these batteries, and the batteries reignite. And they're not supposed to bring them inside. And it is a lot of the illegals doing it. So not only are they draining our pockets by, eating, by getting thousands of dollars in food stamps, free mopeds, free apartments, free clothes, free laundry, free laundry service, free college, free school, free this.
How the hell these folks is fleeing their goddamn homeland, getting over here to America, starting goddamn fires, and ain't nobody asking no questions about this other than us. Family, this a fix.
This is under Eric Adams, the NYPD that he was a part of, that he's in charge of as the mayor. His police administration, that's why, look, like I said, we've gone through so many police commissioners. We just got it. As soon as Senor Carbine stepped down, we about to get another one. That's how corrupt these people are. And you want me to care about them taking you down? I've been waiting for them to take you down. He forgot who he was. He forgot what color he was. He thought he was going to be able to walk around here and be the HNIC, because that's how he talked to us. When he telling us, about the hate and whatnot. And when Peter Liang killed, he's sitting there wagging his finger, telling us what to do, telling us how we should forgive them, and we're all one community. That was Eric Adams. He will never get a pass, and I don't care how black he's claiming to be now. He will never get it. And I'm gonna be honest, because I even mentioned this about other people. Even if he is a black American, I don't see him as any different than Clyburn. I don't care if he is black American, but I don't think he is, because they keep claiming him, and he's always at their parties. So I don't think he's black American, but even if he is, I still don't care. Been with us and let him go down. This is what he was there for. He decided to do their bidding, and now you have to reap the consequences. Don't come over here. It has nothing to do. They're not persecuting him because he's black. This was his role. But he thought he was going to be able to get away with it. He thought he was going to be an Obama. He thought that he was going to be able, to get to leave office with all the money. And let's not forget, his son works for Rockefeller. No. I meant the Jay-Z, the
Rock Nation.
Whatever his new company is, Rock Nation. There you go. His son works for them.
I think Melrose, was you first? I think you. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, yo, peace, y'all. Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yeah, you sound good.
Nice. I just wanted to touch on a few topics that y'all talked about. Brooke, his specific, the community, their specific argument was that they didn't want cops to be scapegoated for black people. Basically, hey, we want the same rights and ability that cops get for black people. And then also,
Exactly.
And then I just wanted to speak to the title real quick. I'm not sure if y'all touched on this. I'm not even sure if this is like a real page. It could be a troll page. But as far as the topic as far as FBA has the Democrats shook, there's a page on here called Leading Report. And it says breaking. Al Sharpton believes that he is on a list and will be jailed if Donald Trump is elected president. I don't know if that's a real page or if that's a real thing, but have y'all talked about that?
No, that's the first time I heard about it. Hold on, the great. Hold up. No, that's the first time I heard about that, family. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised. I got to check that. I got to, we got to verify it. You know what I'm saying? And certify it. But there's more boogeyman stuff. It's more boogeyman stuff. And good. Damn right. Put the whole list. You can add, Al Sharpton. You can go ahead and put Eric Adams on there, Brandon Johnson. We can go down the whole list. And this is why we got to kind of watch that election, y'all, with some funny style stuff happening, because there's a lot of people that don't want to see that man in office. We ain't going to get all into the names and the dates and the people and the places, y'all. But we know damn well a lot of them folks is on it. But I hope Al Sharpton didn't say that with the thought process that we're going to cape for Kamala because we don't want Al Sharpton to go to jail. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that's the goddamn case, I will personally escort him to his damn cell if that is it. So no, Al Sharpton, name on that list, you better put it in bold. You better put it in bold, family. EJ, go ahead, family.
What's up, brother Black? How you doing? You can hear me?
I'm good. I got you, brother. Go ahead and cook, family.
All right, brother. Let me just freestyle this because we got to get back to this Georgia-Texas game. We got to get this win tonight. The Democratic Party is scattering like roaches right now since the FBA brigade has been spraying that spray all over the streets, not only on the Twitter space streets, but in real life. I done seen pictures of Shang Tsung Kamala Harris with Sharpie markings all over it. The family out there putting their artistic graffiti to good work. So this just goes to show you that a person who didn't have a chance of getting anything in the political realm, let alone even washing her collard greens right on the stove or in the sink, let alone the opposite of the bathtub. This just goes to show you that people like that aren't meant to be president of the United States of America, let alone even a vice president. Hell, anybody in this damn panel who got a brain and who can add and subtract can be president of the United States right now. They got our country looking like a damn third world country in some of these states. They got our people out here looking like something out of a damn World War III movie, which besides that, World War III is most likely about to happen when it comes to, this Democratic Party and, the country going with these immigrants trying to, just one up them and just not pay attention to foundational Black Americans. And I just want to say salute to y'all brothers, salute to everybody on the panel, especially my main brother Melrose, because, he always in my spaces. And, we always be chopping up good game, even though a lot of people don't come, but we still get the message out for the people and still can have fun at the same time. So, I'm just going to land my plane and get back to this game.
Certified salute, family. GA all day. GA all day. Absolutely. Melrose, did you want to continue to cook, family?
Also, we talked about, I heard you talk about Eric Adams and Karen Holschel, as I call her. But let's not also forget Alvin Bragg, that lets all of this, black crime slide. He's the one that gave Daniel Penny the slap on the wrist. It's like some little slap on the wrist manslaughter charge he gave him. They need to be charged as well. But for right now, that's about it. And I appreciate the conversation. Y'all take care.
But see, this is a really good panel because what we're doing is we're talking more about the Kamala issue. This is about the Democratic Party, and this is something that I've been trying to make be very known, because a lot of people will make it seem like we don't want to vote for her because we got some type of personal issue with her. I want it to be very abundantly clear. The issue is not just with her. It's not just with Biden. The issue is with the entire Democratic Party. You can't, I'm going to be honest, and if anybody disagrees, anybody can say, come up here and you can voice your disagreement. Name a single sitting Democrat today that is for black people, for Foundation Black Americans, for reparations, for the black community. Name one sitting today as all of the Democrats. I'm talking about, we have people here in Chicago, here in New York, in Los Angeles, all over the place. You can't name one. The perfect example is in California when they had the opportunity to put reparations on the table, at least to have a vote on reparations. The Democrats are the ones who killed the bill. Ironically enough, it was the Republican dude who has at least said something about it. And that's the irony of the situation. So this is the entire failure of the Democratic Party. There's not a single mark. I'm telling you, anybody can come up, but nobody's going to, because I'm right. There's not a single Democrat sitting in office alive today that is for black people at all. They are all doing things to elevate and empower the buffer class, to sabotage us. They allow the police to get away with doing anything they want to. These are the enemy, okay? So when her and Biden, they get out of the House, we want the message to be very clear. This is because of the whole entire betrayal of the Democratic Party, because we haven't just been voting for the presidency. We've been voting blue down ballot for the longest time, too. We've been just buying anytime it's time to vote. Well, whoever is the Democrat, we're going to vote for the Democrat. There is no question about that. We've been doing that for way too long, okay? And every single city where they're running anything is messed up for us. Not that, and this isn't to say we're pro-Republican, but we're damn sure going to let the Democratic Party know that you guys have been taking our vote for granted and stabbing us in the back and spitting in our faces, and you're going to pay for that. We're damn sure letting the entire party know that.
The message has been delivered and received. The Democrats better go ahead and check it, because we are on a mission. Go ahead, the great.
You know what? The best thing is they spent about $1 billion in 4 months talking about black, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, they spent $1 billion just in 4 months. Just think about that. Just on advertisements, trying to get the black vote that they're not getting. I like to thank my brothers Afro Elite, you know, Black Afro Network. Think about how much they're spending just to go against you. Y'all don't even understand that, how much they're spending to go against brothers like you, who are talking to the masses, who are talking to black people. Well, guess what? We know how much they are willing to spend, but I understand why they spend so much money, because guess what? The influence has changed so much. There's never going to be another election like this. There's never going to be another Black American situation where they can do this again. There will never be this one. This one, and you guys have to take the lead. I'm proud of you, because I remember when you guys just started out, when you guys were like, yo, we're going to do this, and you guys are doing it. And when they start spending billions of dollars just to combat your message, and it's actually correct, and they don't know what to do about it, this is all on you. I'll land my plane, bro. Y'all do y'all thing. Look at this on real props. I'm proud of y'all, because y'all actually did it. Y'all said you was gonna do it, and you guys came through and did it. That's real. Nobody can say anything against y'all. If anybody wanted to say it, then y'all have to take a step to me, because y'all actually started from the grassroots and said, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is exactly what we want. And this is exactly what we're going to do. And I watched the Democrat Party spend $1 billion in 4 months just to combat the message that you guys spit out. It was the message that we all spit out. We was all talking about it, but you guys spit it out. And you guys are the youth. That's the thing that they didn't get. That they didn't understand, that the Black American men youth are way different than any other demographic that's in America. We don't think the same way. We don't have the same values that you guys think that we do. And I'm proud of you guys. Great one out.
Appreciate that, family. Much respect, man. Appreciate that all the way, man. Much respect. We're gonna get to the hands, and in a second, I gotta ask Brooke and Afro. I gotta ask you guys a question. I want to get to the new speakers, but I want to ask you guys a question because you two are in the hubs of immigration right now, and the two mayors, the black mayors out there, Brandon Johnson and Eric Adams, they're the ones really running around doing a lot of things. And I want to ask y'all a question about immigration here in a second. I want to get to the new speakers and everything. All right, South, it's on you, family.
Man, peace to the room. Black Alpha, man, what's good, man? Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make a donation to the Cash App. Afro Elite, what's good? Nikki, what's good? President Carlos. What we're seeing right now in real time is the Democrats panic. They're in fear of you losing the Black American vote because they didn't appreciate all the hard work and dedication that we've had to this country. And now they're coming begging and screaming and pleading, what do y'all need? Like Malcolm X said, those chickens are coming home to roost, and the rest of this country is going to have to deal with what they did to us. And I'm grateful for everybody that's on the front lines doing grassroots work for our people. If you want the Black vote, you better have a Black agenda, and it better include all of us. Black men, Black women, and Black children. Stop taking us for granted in this country. I yield. Thank you very much.
Much respect to you, my brother. Much respect. I appreciate that, family. I appreciate that. Everybody in here right now, we got 200 plus people listening. Let me tell y'all, it's all about what we're doing right now. This simple work that we're putting in, these simple conversations, the communications, we translate that to the real world. We permeate that real energy, and then we go out and do it. This is why the Democrats are panicking, like our brother just said. They're in full panic mode. Like our other previous brother said, they spend billions of dollars, family, to try to silence us, and we're getting real anxious about putting in work, and we're not really sitting back waiting for it to happen. We're really doing it. So that's what I love about everybody in here. Every last one of us, we build together, we work together, we grind together, we shine together. All right, I'm gonna send this to you, Brooke. I got a question for you, and then to Afro. You guys out there where they just dump immigrants every goddamn where. What are y'all seeing from the other communities outside of Black Americans? How are they feeling? Because I see some stuff in New York where a lot of Italians and stuff, they be like, we don't want them here. Get them out of here. And I seen in Chicago the lady saying nobody asked for them. What are you seeing outside of our community in terms of how they view immigration?
Same. It's the same. And the funny part about it is really interesting to me when I see the Hispanics hating on it. Even the Hispanics, because I think because they're getting confused with the illegals. So, like the Puerto Ricans because, we got a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans there. So even they hate it. Everybody's hating it. The thing is, though, I will say the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, the Caribbeans, they're not going to say anything, no. But the rest of them, everybody is hating it. Everybody, because everybody sees how much money is going to them. And even the legal immigrants that live here, they weren't treated that way. They weren't given this. They weren't given free housing. They weren't given, thousands of dollars in food stamps. They weren't given all of these things. And living in New York is not easy. Finding an apartment in New York is not easy. And so they hate it just as much as we do. So it's pretty much the same.
Go ahead, Nikki. It's on you, sister. Go ahead.
Peace and love to the entire space, everybody in here. I'm speaking to everybody on stage and everybody in the space. Lots of love to you all. I just wanted to congratulate everyone on the work they've been doing. And I just want to say, as far as the Democrats, they have been on desperate stuff here. I'm trying not to curse because I heard you say don't curse. They are very desperate. They're to the point where they're running commercials telling people that if they don't vote, they don't get no woman, meaning they can't get with a woman. They're doing everything they can to try to guilt Black men into thinking that they are supposed to vote for them. I just had some family members tell me yesterday that, it's, project, whatever that project is, that we're going to have that if we vote for Trump. But as far as I'm concerned, they have never done anything for Black people. They're not going to do anything for Black people. And for me, it's not just about Kamala. I look at the Democrats as an entity in itself. They are failing. I really don't feel like they're going to win. And just like I said, hats off to everyone in here who's been doing the work. Much love for everyone in here. And that's all I have to say because I got to get going because I'm getting ready to start a space after I get off work. Have a great day, everybody.
Appreciate you, family. Much respect, family. You already know. Absolutely. This is what we seeing, y'all, all across this country. It's all the same. It's all the same. Everybody feel the same way because we talking about the same people, and them same people got the same anti-Black American hatred. You know, we got to classify that as its own thing, all right? You have anti-foundational Black American hatred, and that's its own situation. And you see it coming from everybody. So when you see these things happening, this isn't a coincidence that it go on in New York or Chicago. All right. There's no coincidence that in California, you see the Black Caucus out there destroying bills that are meant for us. All right. This is what they do by design. It's orchestrated. The Democrats have had this game since day one. A lot of people don't really know it, but the Democrats and the Republicans, when they close doors, all right, when they go home, they shake hands and they make this agreement. They say, listen, you can have the Blacks or I can have the Blacks, but we got to agree one of us have to have them on our plantation. Yeah, you play good, I'll play bad. You do overt, I'll do covert. That's just the way the system of supremacy works. And now we have came hip to that based on the master teachers, based on people putting in work and identifying this type of hustle, con game tricks that they do. And now they don't really have nothing that they can do about that. So when you identify the trickery, all right, when you live in the system of supremacy, family, you got to understand trickery. If you don't understand the way they try to hustle you and pull the wool over your eyes, you'll never understand this system. This is a system based on subterfuge and complete deception. All right, not halfway, all the way. And we understand that whenever they talk, they lying. How you know they lying? Because they speak it. They'll never come out here. Like my brother just said, you name me one Democrat that has ever done anything for Black Americans. I'm talking about genuine. I'm not talking about we put in work and they was forced to do it. You name me one who's pro-foundational Black American right now. You can't find one because it doesn't exist. Trust me, if it existed, you'd find one. It ain't even that deep. It ain't that complex. It ain't that complicated. These folks are anti-us, so therefore you see it in their movement, in their actions. When you start talking about sanctuary cities, as you were just saying, Sister Brooke, people don't even understand. A sanctuary city is called harboring a criminal, all right? Harboring a criminal. If your cousin or your friend ever stole something from a store, stole a car, and they came back to your house and you kept them away from the police gonna show up and you're going to jail because they're gonna say you were harboring a criminal. They have literally implemented in the system of America a harboring fugitive criminal policy that allows them to take illegals and to protect them, not by the household or the city or the county, by a whole goddamn state. Let's be real about that. And that's a Democratic policy. I call that harboring a fugitive. All you got to do with Democrats, fam, remove the name they tell you and then insert the real name. Because remember, they operate in fantasy land. We operate in reality. Now we're giving them a strong dose of reality. And that's why them goddamn poll numbers are in the trash can for Kamala Harris, because we're forcing them to have to play the real game, not the fake game. So they harbor these fugitives and then they dump them off in our communities. The majority of places in the United States of America where there's sanctuary cities, they are dumped off in places that harbor the most of our community. 70% is where these people get dropped off at. So it's not a game. So when Kamala Harris does an interview and they don't bring it up, they didn't bring it up by design.